Welcome back to another legal breaking reporting, ladies and gentlemen. Today is, this, second or third, legal breaking reporting for today is about the United States Supreme Court rejecting bids for federal, grant money to fund religious schools in the state of Oklahoma. Let's take a look at this legal breaking reporting that this nice gentleman right here below the screen in the video clip right here is about to tell us, and see what it details.
The U.S. Supreme Court has refused to endorse a bid to use tax money to fund a religious Another case comes before the court. For now, we'll leave it at that. The U.S. Supreme Court has refused to endorse a bid to use tax money to fund a religious charter school in Oklahoma. The High Court split 4-4 on the ruling, with Justice Amy Coney Barrett recusing. That keeps in place a lower court ruling that voided the school's contract. Joining us to discuss the Hill's courts and legal reporter, Zach Schoenfeld. Hi, Zach. So this case involved a proposed Catholic virtual charter school in Oklahoma City. How did the case end up at the U.S. Supreme Court?
Hey, Drew, this decision really now caps what has been a 2-year legal saga for this school. It began when Oklahoma's Charter School Board back in June of 2023 approved this contract for St. Isidore to operate what would be the nation's first publicly funded religious charter school. After this charter school board approved it, it quickly went to court. The suit was filed by Oklahoma's Republican Attorney General, Genter Drummond. He sued directly in the Oklahoma Supreme Court. The Attorney General won the day there. And so after that decision last year, that's how it got to the nation's highest court. Both the school itself, as well as Oklahoma's charter school board that approved it, they both filed separate appeals to the Supreme Court. They agreed to hear both and consolidated it. It went to oral arguments just last month. And now finally we have this decision.
So on one side, as you said, you had the Oklahoma Attorney General, ACLU, also the Freedom from Religion Foundation involved on that side. And then on the other, you had the governor, Catholic Church, other religious organizations. What were the arguments from both sides before the Supreme Court?
Yeah, not every day you see Oklahoma's Republican governor fighting in court with Oklahoma's Republican Attorney General. This was really a case that even divided conservatives and Republicans. The issue in this case is really what line of precedence this school falls into, because the Supreme Court really has two big lines of precedence that were potentially applicable here. One said that when a state offers a public benefit program or somehow gives grants to private schools, they can't exclude religious institutions. So, for example, there was a case a few years back. The state of Missouri was giving out grants for playground refurbishing. They didn't allow that to go to schools if they were religious schools. The court struck that down. And so that was the arguments that we heard from both the school and the charter school board. They said their case is no different than those, and the court should allow this to move forward. But then on the other hand, the arguments that we heard from the Oklahoma Attorney General, they said it fell into a different line of cases that says that states can require their public schools to be secular.
So we have this 4-4 decision. First, why did Justice Barrett recuse herself, and what does a split decision mean here?
We don't know for sure because Justice Amy Coney Barrett did not publicly explain her recusal. They do have the option to do so, but Barrett is one of the justices who chooses not to explain her recusals. But pretty much all court watchers I talked to agree that it probably stems from her close friendship with a law professor who had been representing the school in this case. It seems that close friendship is why she recused. And so that only left 8 justices on the bench, an even number, and that's what led the court to deadlock in this decision. 4-4. And when the court deadlocks, like they did in this case, it means that the lower court ruling, whatever that was, gets to stand. So that lower ruling by the Oklahoma Supreme Court that said the school's contract must be voided now gets to stand because the justices couldn't get to a majority here.
So, Zach, is this issue settled now? No public money directly for religious schools?
It's not necessarily settled because there still could be a case in the future that comes to the Supreme Court in which Amy Coney Barrett doesn't have a connection where she has to recuse. And then perhaps when you have all 9 justices on the bench, perhaps she could provide that crucial 5th vote to allow schools like this to move forward. And that's the reaction that we've already been hearing from advocates for charter schools in the hours since this decision came down. The message that they've been sending is this is not the end of the road. Yes, maybe for this school's contract at this point in time, but maybe there will be a case in years down in the future that they can get to the Supreme Court and get them to a result where they do not deadlock.
All right, be interesting to see if another case comes before the court. For now, we'll leave it at that. Zach Schoenfeld, thanks so much.
Thanks, Drew.
I appreciate Zach and Drew giving us that exclusive legal breaking update. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this legal breaking reporting and video analysis update. If you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting and video analysis update, please firstly like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy. Secondly, if you guys want to make sure that you're always up to date on all the things legal breaking reporting wise on the side of politics, please hit the bell icon as well as the all notifications option. The bell icon is located directly below the screen here on the right hand side of the subscribe button. Thirdly, if you guys also want to stay up to date on all the things legal breaking reporting wise on the side of politics, please follow me on my social medias. That'll be linked down below in the video description below. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, Threads, as well as TikTok. Fourthly, ladies and gentlemen, please help me reach and achieve the goal of 170 plus subscribers. The reason why I am saying 170 plus subscribers, ladies and gentlemen, is because right after we reach and achieve the goal of 170 subscribers, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve right after we reach and achieve the goal of 170 subscribers. Fifthly, ladies and gentlemen, please stay positive, even though unfortunately I know it's hard for you guys, for a majority of you guys. Unfortunately, right now, during these unfortunate induced illegal darkness times caused by the illegal, unconstitutional Trump administration, Trump regime. And know that justice will prevail eventually, fully on the correct side of law, despite Donald Trump and his illegal, unconstitutional regime's illegal executive orders, executive actions, and behaviors. And please stay safe, and until my next legal breaking reporting, ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you guys in the next reporting.